I just wanted to make sure my mic wasn't muted. I did that wrong the last time. Alright, so I'm doing part two. And basically, I'm going from Lucio to Sigma on this round. And then, third part, I'm going to do Soldier all the way to Zenyatta. So I'm going in rows. Sorry, just hit that. Okay, so I'm going to one of my favorite heroes, Lucio. I love this guy. He was always my favorite character, even when I sucked at this game. Which I was fairly very terrible until last year. I had the game, like I said, I had the game since launch, but like I said, characters were wonky. I didn't know how to use any of the characters, but I have a kind of a feel on him now. I mean, even though he can still get his ass kicked with Lucio, but he's my, he's definitely my favorite support, but possibly my favorite character as well in the game. Um, Going to his skins. Um, Classic is classic. It's cool. I like it. The blue and the green very meshes very well together and everything. Fits his trope as a frog, which is fine. I personally don't, and I'll get to those skins later. So they have Azul, Laranya, Roxo, and Vermelho. And out of these, I think I like Azul the best. Probably because I think the blue aesthetic fits him a lot. Um, the orange color scheme is okay to me. It's alright. I used the red or this one a lot because it was red and purple, which are some pretty cool colors. And then and then Roxo is decent again, but I think Azul fits him the best, in my opinion, out of the rare skins. Sorry. I don't know why I love mint so much, but specifically Tic Tac. They're so tangy. Alright, so out of his epic skins, the ones that you can get through loot boxes, not the obvious Excelsior skins that I bought. But you have Dativa, Synthesia, and I'm fucking up these names. Gorgon, Andes, and Bitrate. Out of these, this one's the one I use the most, the Bitrate one. And I like I always like the visor on the goggles. I think this is one of the first epic skins that I got with him, which was, I think, when the skin was released. I used to play this off and on back in 18 and whatnot, or 2018 rather, and this was one of the skins that it was one of the first epic skins that I got in general, but definitely with this character it was the first one. And I like the goggles effect on it, the purple color scheme, purple and pink color scheme. I think it's nice. Um, Andes is cool, or Andes, it's cool. I like the color scheme again. The blue hair, the Santa hat. I think out of these, I didn't use this one. I actually didn't use this one at all. I tend to switch during the loot game. I mean, the winter games, the winter boxes, or the winter event. There we go. But I didn't change. I didn't switch to this one. This last lunar event. I mean, this last winter event. Did I have another winter skin that I had? Yeah, I probably didn't use that one either. No, I probably did switch to that one. Okay, so these two are solid. I don't know which one I like. Well, if this one was a wooden one, I think I like this one better for whatever reason. But I like this one too. Gorgon is it's kind of good in my opinion. I really like the scheme, the glossy skin, the serpent, well the snake, head, well the snake dreads kind of vibe, and then even on to the weapon, it has the scaly material. So out of the epic skins, I still think the bitrate one is my favorite one. Just like minimum, I think I like the Gorgon one next, and then um, I guess this one still. I mean, I was kind of digging until I saw the colors on the rim of the thing. Oh, that's nitpicky. I still like this one. I don't know why I'm a sucker for white skins in this game. I typically hate them in every other game because they go a little bit too far. But I think people on the Overwatch team kind of mix it up with enough colors to kind of make it stand out. So I like this one. Not saying that any of the other ones are bad, and then obviously out of the two Celsius skins, I don't know why they. Well, the black is all right in their skins, and the blue, well, in the home skins more so. But I think the away skins kind of do it a little bit better. Like I said, again, this one has a little bit more white than usual, but it adds a little bit of accents from the rest of the, well, from the other team colors that kind of makes it stand out. So I like it. Out of these two, both of them are cool though. I rarely use them, but they're really cool. Okay, I'm going to his legendaries. Alright, so these are all the ones that I have. And then these are some of the ones I didn't get yet. So I'm only missing 4. And one of them I'm kind of on. But out of these, my favorite one is probably, I really like this one. It reminds me of, what's that one game called? It's a game I never really played, but I think it's TAC. It's an old game. It's like a PS2S kind of game. An early PS2S kind of game too, but it was pretty, it gained a decent following. TAC, I think. But it's cool. The bandages and everything. You know, everything has kind of a primal feel to it. The fucking end of the speaker, well, in his gun is a drum. And, well, a tambourine more so. I said drum. A tambourine. I think it's cool. And the bandages on his hands. So, a personal favorite would be this one. More than likely. I like it. And, a few Brazil colors here, there, and yonder. I know people kind of like using these skins. I don't. Shocker, but no. It reminds me of, what's it called? Dead Mouse 5. It's the big mouse head, and it's just, and that's the thing. I like Daft Punk's design on their costume designs or whatnot. I don't like Dead Mouse 5's, even though music's pretty okay. And I don't like it here. Slapshot. I actually really like this one. I like how it's, more so of a cornrows type deal this time around with his hair. If he looked like Young Thug, I mean, if there was one costume that made him look like Young Thug the most, it'd probably be this one. So I tend to use this one I used this one during the winter games, thinking it was a winter skin, but it obviously isn't. Like, hockey stick on the back, shell fox. Hmm. People like to use this one. It's okay to me. I'll just say, okay, I can see the appeal. I'm on Nori because I didn't use this one during the, oh, that's a trippy aesthetic kind of, the tails on it, or the, the hair, well, not hairpiece, but you know, the little string going down the bottom. It looks like it's going, well, it kind of, to me, it's like an optical illusion, like it's going through the model, but it's not. I like the skin though. Pretty cool. Pretty cool overall. So I really don't have any qualms about this one. And the Jazzy skin, I like it. I don't use it as much, but I like it. And then the breakaway, I like the other one more, the slap shot one more than this one. But this one has a pretty cool color scheme. These two, which when the summer games come out, I'm going to get one of them, and it's probably going to be this one because it fits the Brazil colors to a T. The Equalizer, which during the archives event I might go ahead and get. I like this one too. I guess out of all of these, my favorite is probably still going to be the Corporero one. Hopefully I didn't butcher that word. But the second probably being not this one, not Snow Fox either. Probably the Jazzy one, and a Slapshot probably being in between the Snow Fox and this one. It's probably a three-way right here. I'm not too fine. Well, I'm not too hard set on getting this one. Like I said, it's decent. I like the graded speaker part on his gun at the end of his gun. That's cool, but it's not something that I'm necessarily. Oh my god, I really get that shit. Okay, McCree. The typical Westerner. I think he's one of my. He's like my second favorite DPS unit to use because he can be varied. He can't, you know, out of all the ones that can typically be the OTP kind, one trick pony kind, which you just do a particular thing in motion. I mean, particular thing in sequence that kind of nets him more success in encounters. Which I really put that in a technical way. I don't know why, but it makes him more successful in encounters. He can actually vary it up. His combat role can be used for offense and defense. It's pretty neutral. I like that. Let me see. Fan the Hammer is pretty inaccurate if you feel like reusing the controller. You know, keyboard and mouse is probably a different story. But yeah, he's really good. Decent damage. They gave him a health buff. I don't know why, but it helps him in the long run. So, costume reminds me of the classic old Western films, you know, the Clint Eastwoods, you know, things like that. Very cool. Very cool. Walker, Texas Ranger kind of vibe. Well, not even Walker, Texas Ranger. What am I saying? No. Very old Westerner. With the hand and shit. Reminds me of something you probably see out of Samurai Jack, actually. So yeah, overall, his costume is like pretty good. Like, I think I'd probably just use this as opposed to the other ones that he has, which are Ebony, Lake, Sage, and Wheat. I don't think green fits him in this sense. There's some skins that kind of fit. The Lake is decent. It's kind of like a recolor of this. in a sense. It's just a blue cape. I think the ebony one is pretty cool. I like the black color scheme on it. Um, I think the gun still remains the same though. Yes, the gun doesn't change. It's doable. Now I guess out of all of these, it's probably gonna be out of ebony and like out of these two. And then obviously the classic is always a go-to because the red scarf is like pretty goddamn cool. So yeah, um, out of these two. Okay, then to epic skins on the range, the royal, white hat, um, and then obviously the Excelsior skins that I have for him. I only got it for a select few characters because I don't play with everybody to a sense of intensity. So all my personal favorites I got Excelsior skins for. And I didn't get one for everybody that I play with in that fashion. But McCree was probably my most hesitant one to get one for because back then I wasn't playing with him as much. But then now, well, I wasn't playing with any DPS at first. Like I said, I was a flex, and typically when you say flex, that's just either tank or healer. But I like this one. It's pretty cool. Um, give me one moment. Okay. So, out of these here, am I missing any more? I think I got all of them. Yep. Alright, so out of these here, I like the Roy because it slightly lightens up his hair. And also it has the Deadeye logo on the scarf. And also the recolor is kind of cool. The silver with the black and the navy blue. I like it. It's pretty decent. Um, this one's alright too. It's okay. It's not bad, but it's okay. Okay. Alright, let me just get to it. The best skins for him, probably his event skins. Masked Man, decent. Very cool. Like it. I just don't use it. This one, I like the color scheme, but, you know, a lot of people had issues with the cultural appropriation, which, I mean, I'm not trying to have a tone deaf approach to it, but it's a video game, and I mean, it kind of I'm not gonna lie though. If you look at it from a what kind of character he is kind of aspect, it does seem kind of off, you know. But even then, I won't deny that hat is cool. When you do Deadeye, like I did with some of my highlights, the hat tilts down and just a straw hat. The feather cape is cool. Color scheme is also pretty decent. And the gun is wooden for the most part. Decent. So I like it too. Scrooge, I like it. I think it's actually pretty fire. So with the cape being all, you know, frost bitten and the color scheme in general is pretty decent. I like it. Undead is probably out of all of them, it's probably my favorite one. Out of all the event skins, it's probably my favorite. Um I only use it on Halloween. I think I don't want to say I like it more than his legendary Halloween skin, but I will say out of the epic event skins, I like this one the most. It's really cool. The cape with the slime green undertones. The only thing is that it kind of meshes with the little tubes that McCree has on his little chest part, so or his midsection. So it kind of blends in. I mean, that's not really a huge deal, but I'm just saying, this one's cool. So, and the American one is, it's, it's okay. It's decent for what it's going with. So, out of all the epic skins here, I think, well, all the epic skins, minus these two, I'll talk about these in a minute. But I think I still like the Undead the most. Shoots being second. Whitehead actually not bad either. I just don't use it. I think the Royal one just has a lot more going for it. Yeah. And also it changes the buckle. So yeah, I like the Royal one more than the White Hat one. So yeah, and then this one. Yeah. I think my least favorite out of all these is strangely this one. But even so, this one isn't bad. I think the black chaps are kind of. Well, I guess they can. I guess anything else would have looked particularly off. Probably more beige to commensurate the scarf. I don't know. But either way, it's fine what it is. It's fine the way it is, so it's not bad. But yeah, my favorite one is the undead one of the epic skins. Pretty cool. Alright, okay, so out of these two, the same thing kind of still applies. I just think that the away color scheme looks better than the home color scheme for this one. I don't know. The butt, I guess that's the color scheme of choice that they chose, obviously. But I don't know. It could have been different. Oh dear. Trouble in Paradise. That's unrelated to this stuff. But yeah, it doesn't contrast with the blue. That's a pretty dark bluish color, but I will admit it's kind of a strange color scheme. But I mean that's the Excelsior colors too. I don't know about the black, but the navy blue, the blue, and the blue is there. The red is also there, but it's not in the logo, if I'm correct. But it's decent enough. I like the gun, kinda. It's just the two different blues, two shades of blue. See, the white is better. Way better. The way is better than the home color scheme in my opinion. Yeah, in general. Just I think with the rest of these skins we're gonna look at, the white was gonna be better than the red one. Okay, so moving on. Oh, and they missed the opportunity to actually change the belt buckle to the logo of the teams. That would have been really cool. Moving on. So my legendary skins that I have. I'm only missing like a few. I think I have a good bit of his actually. Yeah, it's just three of them that I'm missing. So, sorry. Well, all the ones that I have, the ones I don't have. Okay, and right off the bat, McCree has some other. Okay, even his regular um costumes here are decent, but he has some really good event skins. Really good. I like, and on a general degree, I like all of them. I don't think he has a bad one at all. A bad event skin at all. All of them are good. Um, I do like, in terms of these two recolors, I do like this one more than this one. I think this one has a little bit more going for it. I mean, a little bit more colors into it. This one feels a little bit more natural. You know, the color scheme is decent. It's a decent tone. Whereas this one is it's more loud. This one's a little bit more tame. I like using this one a little bit more. And the gun is fucking cool. More than this one. Yeah, I like this one more. Um, oh, this reminds me of the Dr. Seuss character, the man with the yellow hat. I think if this one I don't like. No, this one, the costume itself is decent. It's not the costume, it's the color scheme. It's like, it's not bad. I kind of like it actually now that I'm thinking about it. Not one of those old old mafioso movies and shit. I kind of like it. Just not this color scheme. Um, Lifeguard, fire. I love this. Well, I don't want to say I love this skin, but I really like it a lot. It's really cool. Like in general, I think the only weird thing is that most of not really. Now I'm looking at that one. It's just that his arm just abruptly changes into the mech part of it on this side. It looks kind of weird, but at the same time, it's it's good. It's not really a bad thing about it. I like this one. And the gun kind of reminded me of a flare gun a little bit. It's cool. It's simply put, it's cool. Van Helsing, fire. That's why I had to retract my statement before saying that out of his event skins, the Undead was the best one because this one is fire. Oh my god. I don't use this one like that, and it's a shame because oh, this one's so fire. Why does Halloween come one time a year? The Magistrate is cool. Out of all these, I think no, I was about to say I think this is one of the weaker ones. Actually, no, it probably is one of the weaker ones for me. But even then, that's kind of a telling statement because I like all of them. This one is decent. This one doesn't seem as, the culture appropriate. Um, this one doesn't seem as culturally inappropriate as the last one. This one looks pretty cool. Deadlock. It's an archive skin, a lore skin. I like it. His color scheme is cool. I like that he looks younger in general. Still has his arm, little tattoos and shit here, there, and yonder. And the gun's fucking cool. I like it. Sherlock is cool. in general. Just it's cool. The way the gun looks, the little lens, and his costume in general, man. It's so cool. Then I prefer this one over the Vigilante skin. I like the color scheme a little bit more. This one kind of fits the whole the mafioso thing a little bit better for me, or just the bandit thing, because it's a cool color scheme. Which I'm not gonna get it now. I'll probably get it later, but yeah, I prefer this one. Um, Mountain Man is cool. I like how it's a fur pelt as his cape. The gun is also cool, bandaged up and everything. In general, very nice. And then the Black Watch skin, which is another lore skin, which I kind of like. So yeah, all his skins are good. It's kind of hard to choose which one I don't. I mean, which one I like the most. If it's one that I would have to choose, though, that I like the most. Oh, this is tough. I actually kind of want to come back to this one, but if I have to make a decision right now, oh, damn it. Fuck. All of them are good. I guess one that stands out the most for me, and this is probably just a little, well, I mean, it's obviously biased. All of this is biased as fuck. But probably Deadlock. Deadlock is my favorite one. Possibly. Possibly. It's very, very close to being Van Helsing. Because this one is just fire. Actually, no, it's the Van Helsing one. This one is the best one. The crossbow with the demonic arm reminds me of fucking Nero from DMC 4, not 5. It's cool. Deadlock is also cool. I was looking at Black Watch and then I was trying to think what do I like about it? I obviously do like about it. The gun's pretty fucking cool with the laser sight and a flashlight at the bottom. Class. But I guess in terms of skins themselves, I like Deadlock a little bit more. So it's the biker gang aesthetic. You know, it actually he has brass knuckles on his fucking boots. What? But wait, that's probably a recurring thing with all of his. No, why does he have brass knuckles on his boots? Okay, whatever. The jeans, you know, this looks like McCree at his finest. So I kind of at his meanest. And McCree in general is a very interesting character. Like you could probably write just make some one-off scenarios with him between his adventures with him and Ash, and it'll probably be pretty entertaining. So, I mean, they're already trying to write a book, and he was like an anime character in that one. But I think this one in general is the best one. No, yeah, no, yeah. I'm conflicted. 'Cause this one is really fucking good. And I digress. Yeah, I like this one the most. This one being this is tie out of these two. Okay, and then the lifeguard as a close second. Then Sherlock right after. No, ooh, I'm missing the mountain man. Then a tie between this one and this one. Or no, this one's higher than this one. No, it's a tie. It's a tie between these two. And then after that. the Black Watch. It's the tie between the Black Watch and the Magistrate. Okay. And then after that, the Riverboat. The Riverboat has a lot more going than the Mystery Man one, admittedly. So it'll be the Riverboat, then Mystery Man, then the last two. Probably the last one being the Vigilante one. Actually, no, I kind of like the cohesiveness of the Vigilante one, so it might just be this one that I like the least. Yeah, it might be this one. And it's not bad. If I was forced to use it, I wouldn't be mad about it. But yeah, he has some really good skins in general. Sorry, it's hard to choose. Okay, May. All right, so May is the bane of everybody's existence in this game. Um, I can't stand this person so much that I'll play with her, but I'm not as good with her as you see other people with her, especially if you're seeing them on consoles. Uh, excuse me. Unless they turn the sensitivity like all the way up, and they just zoom, just lock onto you like it's fucking Metroid Prime, and just freeze you, and then just shoot you in the head calmly. It's very aggravating, but I won't say that she's not easily exploitable, even though you have to kind of blindside her in order to do that. But I digress. She's still a pain in the ass to deal with if you're in the middle of a fight, and this is the one thing that you see. Just, well, you don't even see her. You just start to slow down, and then you're like, oh my fucking god, where's this May? And then all of a sudden you're frozen. And you subsequently perish because she's a dick. Color scheme, though, is decent. As a character in general, I think she's pretty cool, but yeah, I do like her color scheme in general, just through and through. The blue kind of fits her with her character, her playstyle. So her costumes or her recolors. Out of all these, obviously the best one is this one. I think the pink is a nice recolor for her. The rest of them are okay. The green probably is a close second, but the rest of them are okay out of these two. Other than that, it's not too bad just going with her regular skin, her default. Okay, so out of these, well, there's probably more than that. I only have, yeah, out of these 4 epic skins for her. Um, well, no, I spent most of my time getting her epic costume, so that's why I missed that one. I mean, not her epic, but her legendary costume, which is why I didn't get the pumpkin yet. Out of the 4 that she has here, I think my favorite is the snow plum. Or the bear. No, the bear. I was gonna say snow plum. Earthen is strange. Strange color scheme. I only have it because it's dark. Then the bear is it's more pink, and it actually changed a little. I forgot this thing that is the freezy machine, but it changes it with the little bear ears too. And it's just all cutesy and shit. And then her pumpkin kind of does the same thing, but again, the color scheme is okay. But I think this would be a close second. So yeah, the bears probably my favorite one of her epic skins. I don't know why I have this one equipped when I don't like it, but I can always go to the snowfall. Yep. Okay, so now her long list of legendary skins. And right off the bat, I really like this game. I just didn't get it when it came out because I didn't get it. I forgot which ones I got. I actually missed out on those winter event. I mean, the winter event skins of the one that just happened last year. Because they came out with some pretty decent ones. I think I only got one. Okay, so obviously firefighter and the rescue May are decent. Recolors, I think, and because of the overall nature, I think this one is better than this one. And that's strange because I really like the color black in general, but in this particular sense, I prefer this one. Oh yes, I prefer this one over this one. Okay, let me just cut down to the chase because I can talk about these I can talk about these for an extended amount of time. The ones I like, Jiangxi, I actually really like this one. It reminds me of the Senko from Darkstalkers. It even has the little zombie hopping trope. So, out of personal favorites, oops, I knocked my bottle down. This is my personal favorite. Um, obviously put a lot of work into this one. And just the detail is so cool. I really like it. Then the gun has a little spikes and shit. Like this really reminds me of a Hasenko theme. Like if they chose a character to make a Hasenko theme from Darkstalkers, I didn't think I would choose May, but they did a really good job actually trying to portray that sense of ripping a Darkstalker character and just putting him in the game. And then she's wearing kind of a pinkish purplish kind of thing with the hat and everything. It reminds me a lot of Hasenko. And if it's a Darkstalker or not, I really appreciate that. I doubt it, but you know, I like it a lot. So yeah, good on you. My personal favorite already. As a second favorite, I don't know. She has pretty decent skins too. Beekeeper and the honeydew. Obviously, the honeydew everybody liking for, you know, obvious reasons. Beekeeper, I like using it, and I like this a bee. And she actually looks like a beekeeper and everything. And that's a little stinger on her thing. It's cool. It's decent. I like it. Pajama was the one that I used a particularly good bit. It was my first legendary skin that I got with May that I really wanted to use. So yeah, I particularly like using this one. But I mean, yeah, it's cool. I like it. And then the other three that I don't have, the penguin's really cool too. So I think I like the penguin actually a lot more than the rest of them actually. So penguin might be my second favorite. It's either this one or honeydew. That's my second favorite. Third favorite, Probably this one. I like the Mary costume and this one. These are obviously cool, but I think the Luna one. Oh no, I both of them fit. I think this one kind of fits the lunar event a little bit more, but then again, what do I know? But also this one just has a nice color scheme, a really nice color scheme. I like it. So yeah, I actually like this one too because it reminds me of if, watching this little short. Not that they matter, because people from Overwatch don't, watch the game for lore or nothing like that. But oh Jesus. Well then, this is about to get particularly interesting. Okay, so I'm not about to get into context. I'm just looking at drama unfold. Um, so yeah, personal favorite, Josh. Really nice. I really love this costume. Um, Beekeeper, Penguin, second. Um, Echo Point's probably like fourth or fifth. I like the mismatched colors and everything to it. So I'm not against it. Um, but yeah, I guess my least favorite ones are these things, and they're not really bad. They're honestly not really bad. Damn, she got a fucking Rambo knife at the end of that jank. That I didn't notice. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, very awesome. All right, Mercy, everybody's favorite, and yet they probably mess up with all the time, kind of. Heal bots. And her quote unquote skill is often a point of contention because a lot of people say, well, you don't really have to do it. I lost connection to the game server. They kicked me out. I knew something was wrong. There's maintenance. Oh, never mind. I guess it was like you're not playing games. You're not playing games, bitch. Get the fuck out of our service. Okay, I know what to do here. Now we go back. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, and you can be a heal bot. You can be. I mean, in certain cases, you're kind of just forced to hang back because she doesn't really have any defensive mechanisms. In that case, other than trying to find either a dead teammate remaining, their death points, or just finding a teammate outright and just flying off of them. I will say that the little tech that she does have just kind of keeps her out of the way a little bit more, like the super jumps, which I mean can be useful in not trying to really be in the way and not get hit, but also if you're the only person in the air, of course, yeah, that's gonna really fuck you right up. Um, so yeah, you kind of have to be iffy about that. Also, Mercy is one of those characters if you're playing with a controller that's probably best to map her jump to L2 since she has the ability to hover and or not hover, but so to lightly float in midair. Well, what's the word? Glide, but it's not much of a glide. It's like a float until you hit the bottom. A slow descent. Um, so that alleviates holding down one of the face buttons to actually, aim around in case you need to aim around. It's actually pretty useful doing it that way. It's her, Lucio, and Echo that I recommend moving the button to L2. It just frees up a whole lot of motion and you're able to do a whole lot more with these characters. Um, in that particular sense. Um, but yeah, I mean, but mercies are fairly easy to kill. I'm like, if they, especially if they just get caught slipping, like, especially if they don't know what they're doing, but really, if they get caught slipping, then it's easy. They have no way of doing anything. Her gun surprisingly does modest damage. I'm like, I think I think it's a little bit more competent because I went against a few Sombras after, trying to hack me or whatever, and, going into my fight or flight mode was actually able to hold them off. Not a whole lot of people will take that route for whatever reason, but it's a very useful one in her Valkyrie mode has some offensive capabilities. You can be a huge a huge nuisance to the other team, flying past shields and really just pestering them with bullets. You have unlimited ammo during that time too, so and no reload limit. So unlimited ammo. The game's fucking unlimited ammo. You have no reload limit, so a win-win. You know, people prefer her mass revive. I remember when I first played the game, she had that mass revive kind of thing, which is honestly an easier way to get her trophy. Cause I'm not sure if they updated the trophies from way back when, but I think they made it in a way that you could still kind of get them. It's a little more arduous than you'd initially think, but I think her mass revive was a personal favorite for a lot of people. Um, if you were able to stay out of the way long enough, I think it was one of the. I mean, it kind of brought the whole team back, and if you know, it was a very decent comeback mechanic. If they were already on the point, it was particularly situational. But it is what it is. All right, moving on. Yeah, I think she's skilled. She's decent. People say that she's no skill because all she has to do is position herself. I'm like, just as easy as she can get out of the way, you can easily get her. So it is what it is. Decent color scheme. Orange. It's alright. For her, it is. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. Okay, so moving on to her other colors. Celestial, Mist, Orchid, Verdant. And I guess this is one of the color schemes that I will say that green might be alright. If it was a lighter green, I'd probably like it a little bit more. Celestial is decent. Mist is bland. Kinda, but not really. And Orchid is also cool. So, which one do I go with? Probably, I think Orchard's slightly off-putting though. Just slightly. Probably Celestial as is. Verdant, it feels a lighter color scheme. Not that it's bad, but it's decent. Mist, it seems like, it seems in place. This seems sound, texturally. But it's just gray and white. I think it's okay though. Okay, so moving on to her epic skins. And like I said, some of the skins that, oh sorry. And are there any more I'm missing? No. So out of these four, my favorite one is this one. Just off the bat, I like the red color scheme. I like the little. I mean, even though it's the Summer Games loot box, I mean Summer Games loot box, Summer Games costume. I think the color scheme fits really well. I just kind of wish they kind of gave her another kind of a loot box, Summer Games loot box that's kind of skin. But if it was like one that's a little bit more summer themed, like this is just a team color. Obviously it'll be a legendary skin, but I think one of those skins like that, probably her. I don't know. I have to, look at, some ideas or whatever that people came up with. Um, I think it'll be pretty decent for her. I really like the Cobalt. I just like the color scheme. It's really nice. The silver halo with the blue accents and everything. You know, my least favorite is the Fortune. It just seems loud to me. It's decent, just loud. Like all this gold. I used it in the lunar games. I mean, the lunar games, the Lunar New Year event. But then the red halo is nice, but it's just loud. It's decent, I guess, but loud. Amber is decent. I like how it's. I like the two-tone colors of this one too. But yeah, my favorite is gonna be this one. I like this one the most. Even though if it was a color scheme that I appreciated the most, it's the Cobalt. This one's just the red coloring. I'm trying to look at the whatchamacallit, and yeah, the wings are red too instead of the white and the red indent and the red little accents and whatnot. So yeah, as a color scheme, I guess it's this one. Yeah, it's Cobalt or this one. Alright, so going to her her plentiful legendaries. And the only two I don't have that are available as of now in 2021 of March. Okay, and she has some decent ones, some I like more than others. Um, Favorite, probably the Wing Victory. I'll just go and cut to the chase. I think this is a very good. Oh, I said something. You know what? I'm slow. I said something about, oh, she should get a better legendary themed Summer Games loot box, and it's this one. I was like, wow, I'm stupid. But yeah, I think this is a very good representation or reimagination of the Mercy character. And the gun is boss, like a Greek goddess, even though she's, I mean, not a Greek goddess, but wearing all the Greek attire and all that stuff. It's awesome, simply put. That's all I have to say. And the halo is I forgot what you call these things, but the little things, little not the little leaf things on the side. It's great. It's great. That's just it. That's all I have to say. Um, this is okay too. It's decent. I used to do it in the wintertime. Actually, no, I didn't. I don't think I used these. Dude, that's all. Excuse me. I like the Witch. The Witch is pretty good. I think there's a PSN friend of mine that uses this one almost all the time too, and I can see why. I mean, it's really cool. Um, I actually don't like this one all that. It's okay. I give it that. It's okay. Dragoon is it's all right. Reminds me of a Dragon Rider kind of thing from like Fire Emblem or something. But even then, that's a hell of a jump. Probably something more like something out of fucking World of Warcraft or something like that. Bottle, why won't you open? Oh, I must have locked it. And then this one, which I like also. I think it's really cool. So, out of all her skins, my favorite one is probably going to be Winged Victory, with this one being a second. I just like most of the Overwatch-esque kind of skins because of the color scheme and just the detail of them and how different they look. And then after that, it's the Witch. Um, Out of these two, I favor the Valkyrie more, and out of the Imp and the Devil, this one's actually kind of iffy. I guess it's the Devil more. The color scheme just seems to float a little bit more so in cohesion. Even though both of them are good, I don't know. This was kind of hard. I like both of them. Okay, but yeah, Wing Victory, then Combat Medic, then the Witch. That I know for sure. Dragon's probably somewhere down yonder. It's not bad. Okay, I can get through these a little bit quicker. So Mora. Another healer that people say are played in the low rank. Um, played in low ranks, which I mean they're pretty attractive characters because one, you do damage just by holding a button. It kind of has a lock on. You don't really have to worry. All the other characters have to worry about when it comes to doing damage to a character. You can bypass defensive mechanisms a lot, which is very iffy. But I mean, it fits the character, and the damage is aggravating, but it's not something that you can't get yourself out of. Um, for the most part. Um, Me personally, I tend to use her more as a healing unit more than a damage unit. Like all my stats typically show up as more healing than damage because her heal output is actually more engrossing than her damage. And if you want to get to her super faster, I mean her ultimate faster, you're inclined to do more healing than not. So, and her phase, use it only if it's a one-on-one encounter and you have a surefire rate of getting the better of that person. Only throw damage orbs in that same instance. For me, I only throw them if it's a cramped hallway and I can actually whittle down the little people's health by just having them in that hallway because the damage orbs bounces and no matter what, if you're around that orb, you're gonna get hit. And also, her coalescence should be used. I mean, it should be used if you can for sure get rid of a character right then. Always throw a damage orb right before you use it. or a little sometime after you use it, possibly when the damage orb comes in contact with a character, to maximize damage output. By the time Coalescence is finished, assuming you don't get CC'd, um, of course, you should have enough. That should be enough downtime when Coalescence is finished to have another orb, just in case you need to heal somebody or you're that low on damage. I guess the one thing I like about Coalescence, it's a lot of good, um, there's a lot of pluses to Coalescence. It goes through barriers, for one. For two, it damages enemies as well as it heals teammates if it passes through them. For three, um, it increases your movement speed. And for four, it you go through a state of healing, so a lot of the times you could be invulnerable. I mean, not invulnerable, but you could actually last the entire duration of Coalescence if you're taking damage, unless it's actually a pretty goddamn good shot. Me, I'm not too confident in my shots. Well, when playing Widowmaker, it's very hit or miss for me because of her fast movement speed, but it's all the reward of getting rid of her. If you're an enemy trying to get rid of her, to just take her out with a headshot. Or, Hanzo with his dickish arrows. Okay, so, classic, decent, is black. I like black. We have Fiery, Royal, Selkie, and Whiskey. Out of these four, Royal, I think, fits her the best. It really fits her colors. It really fits the team's color scheme. I guess the one that stands out the most is probably this one. This one's a weird color choice, but it's okay enough. Out of these four, I like Roy the most. Okay. Alright, so these are her. If I'm correct, no, she has one more. This one. She only has 3 epic skins for right now. The Hornet, the Pale, and the Summer Games one. I forgot what her ethnicity is or her country of origin. But out of these 3, my favorite one has to be the Pale, the one that I have on now. 1, it's her hair color. 2, it's white. 3, it kind of meshes well with her color scheme. The Ornate and this thing's kind of weird. I'm not too iffy with their color schemes. I think this one is better than Ornate, but it's still just okay. So that's hers. Epic. Let me go to her legendary, which I have the following. And then the 2 that I don't have. And off the bat, I'm regretting that I never got the Black Watch one, but come the next archive, I will have it. Which is right around the corner. My favorite. I think this one's like a close second. But I think my favorite is the Banshee, like everybody else's. It looks like something straight out of World of Warcraft or actually Diablo. This looks more like a Diablo thing. Very cool. Very Fire and Brimstone-esque. You know, it just looks cool. Color scheme is nice. You know, I mean, it looks great. Math Dancer is weird, but I can dig it. Scientist, I like this one a good bit too, but I also like the Black Watch one a good bit too. So I think this would be a tie out of these two. The Ice Empress, thank God she got a new epic skin, but I mean a new legendary skin, and this one really isn't really bad. Um, it's reminiscent of a movie. Excuse me, but yeah, it's not my favorite, but it is a good one through and through. But I like the Minister one, Mighty Oasis one, and then I like the Moon one more than the Glam one. But I mean, Moon because it's black. It reminds me of Kiss also. So yeah. But yeah, favorite one, the Banshee. Second out of this and this, well, out of the Scientist and the Black Watch one, and then probably the Ice Empress. Then I don't know everything else. Okay. Oris, a character that I used to suck with, but got decently competent with her in the long run. Oris is funny because, you know, Overwatch is getting to a point where they're trying to become less of what it used to be, which was more so of a combination, which people tried to say was more so of a combination of a RTS game and a first person shooter. Which I mean sounds decent on paper. Now, I mean, I can see some of those aspects kind of showing here, and some of them are still, you know, iffy, I guess. But yeah, they're trying to get rid of the shield meta, which I mean is kind of still prevalent because I mean, who's going to stop people from just choosing two shields? Or hell, if you're in Quick Play Classic, choose three. Particularly nothing. So it's oops, it's kind of still there, but for Ursa, she's one of the frontline characters that you know you have to put. This is one of the pushing characters. When they want people to push as a tank, this is one of the characters they may mean as because her whole moveset is around endurance. Um, Deployable shields that can be, take only but so much damage, but can also be redeployed. They they're dispensed. They're not a resource that has to recharge like some of the other shield characters. Um, Winston too, but Winston is kind of Winston is a lot weaker, and it covers a lot more range. So it's more so just protecting him, and if you're able to protect like one or two people in the process, but half the time people forget they're there, or you just shield yourself. Half the time I do with Winston, but we're not talking about Winston. We'll talk about him when we get to him. All right, so yeah, her shields, then her um her halt attack or her halt ability, which can hold people down, which can pin people down, keep them further away. I primarily use that when Reinhardt gets a little bit too close. And then her endurance ability, I forgot what it's called. Her harden, I call it harden because it's metapod. But her harden ability, which is very similar to, it takes half damage away. It's kind of similar to the harden Pokemon move anyway. It negates half the damage that you take. So, yeah, if your shield happens to, go away, and you have to wait for it to come back, and you don't have any cover, you can use that to kind of endure and try to get yourself out of the way. Not only does it do that, you can also negate some specials in that particular fashion. You can survive a Diva Blast. You can endure the hits from, you can negate all knockback basically. So being pushed back from Roadhog's little ability, you can tank the hits, actually aim good enough so you can actually shoot his ass down. You can negate both Sigma's and Zarya's special move. I mean ultimate move. Just by using that, which works very great. So it's decent. She's just really just slow, but even then that's in her moveset. Like the rest of the game is about, you're not just trying to do everything yourself, you're doing it in conjunction with other teammates, so your teammates are gonna ultimately help you out. But that's her main point, she's supposed to push. Oh, naturally it can be frustrating when not everybody's in cohesion. But I digress. Regular costume, it's alright. I'm not gonna say that it's great or anything, but it's okay. Okay, so moving on to her other costumes. You have Dawn, Flames, which is more green, Sunrise, and Twilight. Out of these four, I guess my favorite is probably the Sunrise one. Probably. Dawn is okay. Flames, more green. And Twilight is decent. So out of these two, it's probably Sunrise and Twilight that are my favorite ones. Dawn is a close second though. Actually, no. Sunrise and Dawn. Twilight's a close second. I think the bold part right here actually kind of goes, but still close second. Out of these two are in the top for first for me. Okay, so now going to epic skins that I have. Oh, and then the accessory skins, which we've already discussed. The the white, the away may have an edge over the the home that I have any more missing. Oh, and this one. It's the only one I'm missing. And I like the Sanya costume. I think out of all the lunar ones that have like these weird color schemes, which has something to do with Lunar New Year, but I don't know. I think I like this one the most. It has the more beautifully crafted design than the other ones, and it honestly looks like it could pass for a legendary skin actually. If they change the gun around and everything, could, but it doesn't. So going back here, camouflage, I like it. I like the color scheme of this one a lot better. And I might just actually switch to that when I have OR-15 on, which is the lower skin, which is okay. And for the most part, I like that it looks like a fucking robot. A little robot with no facial animations or anything like that. It just dies, which is probably why I have it. And then the ice cream, which is cute. I think my favorite one out of these, the one with the most thought put into it is the Sanye one. So my favorite is the Sanye. all the way down here. The only skin I'm missing. And then after that, it's a toss up between camouflage and ice cream. Damn, the one I'm using is my least favorite one. They're all good actually though. All of them are good. Yeah, all of them are good. So I can't really complain about. I like the opaqueness of the part where it's usually the shiny part right here of her gun. I like that it's opaque. I don't know. I like them, all of them. Out of these two, it's kind of a toss up. Both of them are good for once. I don't mind too much of. Yep. Bring me back in the game, coach. I'm not done yet. I actually might just stop here. I might actually split it up to 4 parts. Okay, so going to her legendary skins finally. And right off the bat, we already know which ones it's going to be out of. The demon or the bull demon. Not that any of hers are really bad. I think her worst ones are actually these two. And they're still not bad. But yeah, it's out of this or this. And to be entirely honest, it's a matter of preference. Both of them are masterfully crafted. I like both of them. Out of these two, though, I might have to say that I might have to go with the regular demon. It reminds me something straight out of Doom Eternal. It really does. Like, not even regular Doom, but Doom Eternal. which is which is an obviously awesome FPS game. But everything about it just reminds me of something straight out of Doom Eternal. Like, an enemy that you'll see from the Super Gore Nest. It's awesome. And I'm super glad that I got this skin. I'm super glad I got it when I had the opportunity to get this skin. It's just so great. The Bull Demon is right up there with, for me. I think it's a little bit less. It's great, but I don't know. It's like, it has a sense of regality as well, which is fine, but this one just balls to the wall, just motherfucking just hardcore. We're just gonna come up with a very fucking badass design for Orisa, and they made this monstrosity, this honking heap of horns and makeshift flesh and all the other shit. I love it. It's so good. The Mortal Skin's pretty decent too. I forgot what game it's from. Is it from World of Warcraft or something else? But it's decent. I wouldn't think Diablo. I played Diablo and I didn't see these bastards in here. I mean, in there. Well, Diablo 3. So, maybe World of Warcraft. Um, Out of these two, it's up to interpretation, but I like this one more. The Mega Summer one. And this one isn't really bad either, but I don't know. I like color scheme and the spots and shit. This one looks more like a bug. Out of these two, it's really up to interpretation. Do you like black or do you like white? Excuse me. In this case, I don't know. I kind of don't like either one. I'd choose to be the black one though, of course. Black was always the go-to. No sector and forest spirit are pretty decent too. I think I like forest spirit more because they added a lot more bells and whistles than the no sector ones. I think out of all the event skins, the weakest one is actually the no sector one, and that's a shame because it's actually a pretty decent skin. Well, out of all the legendary event skins, that is, this is the weakest one. And this one's honestly pretty decent. Like, it's just, it's no sector, but it's, I don't know, some of the shit that it has you don't use, like well, I mean, that's not really a bad thing because some of these Overwatch costumes have a bunch of shit you don't use. But yeah, it's the weakest legendary one of the event skins. It's still a pretty good skin. And then, put the immortal skin over the default legendaries, or the other default legendaries. With the Mega Sova and this one coming out harder than these two here. And I sorry, but the Protect one comes out last in this case. I don't necessarily like it. Okay, so on the next set, I'm gonna go over these 5 characters. I wanted to hit this whole row, but that's gonna take me like a whole 2 hours, and it's already like late as fuck. So I'm gonna have to hit these up a little bit later. But I do thank those few people who did stop by to just take a look and things of the like. Um, and I'll try to do this in a more, sure I'm looking for a more controlled pattern. So it won't be as stopped up or out of sequence or, as infrequent, but it should be coming fairly soon. Okay.